Let's make an eyeball with Amy. Hello, today I'm going to show you how to make a very simple stuffed eyeball using some scrap fabric, a little bit of stuffing, needle and thread, and some fabric markers. You'll also want to have some scissors nearby. Here we go, got some scissors. Okay, so some of the things that you can do differently if you don't have them is this fabric right here. I did buy it, new at the store, but in the past I have used, old pillowcases and sheets that are no longer being used. You can cut those up into scraps and use them for craft projects. Same thing can be done with old t-shirts, and they're nice and stretchy, so they'll make a really nice eyeball. This is just some regular white woven cotton. And what I'm going to do, these are scraps from another project where I was making bigger eyeballs, and I had a big enough piece that I can do a circle. And the rule of thumb for this type of kind of ball-like object is however big you want it to be, like how wide the diameter, you want to cut a circle that is about twice as much as that. And you can always, make it smaller if you want to. So I'm going to cut a rough circle. This absolutely does not have to be perfect at all. You just want a basic roundness to it. Okay, so we've got a circle. Put that over there. So what we're going to do is do a very simple stitch called a running stitch. And it looks like a dotted line. We're going to do the stitch all along the outside of your circle, like you're outlining it with a dotted line. So I'm going to put my needle down and bend it back up, put my needle down and bend it back up, down and back up. And then when I pull this through, as you can see, it looks like a little dotted line. These stitches are not going to show in the final product, so you can make them big or small. I don't recommend making them too big, or you might have some kind of weird folds on your finished eyeball. But don't think that you have to win the Tiny Stitches Olympics with this. You absolutely do not. And if you're watching this and you're like, yeah, I'm just not going to sew that, I get it, that's fine. You can do this same thing by cutting the circles a little bit bigger, so that you have more space, between where you want it to cinch up and the outside, and you can basically just put the stuffing inside of your circle, like you're stuffing a wonton or something, and then you can just wrap some string and tie it around this little cinched up part right here. I don't know if anybody remembers doing stuff like that with Kleenex or tissues and Tootsie Roll Pops for Halloween, and making little ghosts. So also with the stuffing, if you don't have stuffing on hand, you can take it out of old stuffed animals, or you can use, just about anything really. You could use paper, like shredded paper. You could use part of a plastic bag, anything that's just going to remain a little bit squishy. And taking stuffing out of stuffed animals, or I don't know, if you ever just have some of this randomly, just keep it. Always keep stuff. You never know when you're going to use it. So I'm going to take just a small bit and I'm going to roll it in my hands to see if I can compact it down a little so it won't try to fly away when we've got it in here. So with this already sewn, and you see my thread is still attached, I'm going to put this little nugget of stuffing in here, and I'm going to hold it in place while I pull on the thread. And you'll see that the outside of the circle cinches up and now kind of makes it not quite spherical. From this side, almost. But if it looks like, oh, that shape's not super round, what you can do is just open it back up and add a little bit more stuffing in. Okay. Put a little more in. It's not an exact science. This soft eyeball making. I don't have a license to make soft eyeballs, so, you know, continue at your own peril. And so now I've pulled my stitches and looks pretty good on the front. Is it perfectly round? No, but I don't really care about perfect, do you? If you use a stretchier fabric, then you can get a little bit more of a perfect roundness, but this is an eyeball. We're making an eyeball, and it's practice. Okay, so we're gonna wanna pull that as much as we can. Don't pull from far away like that. That's gonna make the threads snap. I've seen it a million times. So you'll hold it in your hand, kind of squeeze it together while you pull it, and then keep pinching it. Hold it in place while you make a little stitch into the back side of that eyeball. And then before you pull that whole stitch all the way through, everybody see this little loop right here? Is that obvious? There it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, while I'm still pinching my eyeball together, I'm going to go through that loop 1 time, 2 times, and then I'm going to pull it, and that should hold everything in place. Okay, so at this point, you can put your needle in a safe place, cut the thread on the back. There are many things that you can now do with this little squishy white orb, but what I'm going to show you is really simple. You don't have to have fabric markers for this. I don't think you're going to be washing your eyeball too much, so use whatever markers you have on hand. My black fabric marker died on me, so I'm going to use a simple Sharpie. Oop, it's got some fuzz. Alright, so at this point you just get to make your eyeball exactly how you want to make it. I'm going to leave a little eye glint there. And I think I'm going to do an orange eyeball. Yep. So what do you use this for now that you have a soft eyeball? So this could be an addition to a stuffed animal if you wanted to add bigger eyes or more eyes. If you made this larger, this one was from a circle that was, you know, about 2.5 or 3 inches, and it made about, you know, an inch diameter eyeball. If you did something that was about 8 inches, then you could have a pincushion sized eyeball. You could attach this to kind of a ready-made adjustable ring, hot glue it on top, make yourself a cool eyeball ring. You could hang it from earrings. You could make several of them and make an eyeball necklace. That's perfectly creepy. Or you can just leave this stashed somewhere for a friend to find and get a little freaked out on Halloween. So there you have it, with just a little scrap fabric, a little bit of stuffing, some markers, needle and thread. You too can have a creepy little Halloween. Thank you so much for crafting with me.